Hi guys, so we're going to learn the fine art of planking today. So oftentimes when I'm teaching classes and I'll say, so who really properly knows how to plank? And as soon as I say properly and plank, a lot of hands go down. So it seems like when we're planking, for one, we're told it's the core. Oh, it's core exercise. But oftentimes what I hear is my shoulders, my wrists, my elbows, my back, right, and even my knees. So if you feel anything except the core, chances are you're not engaging the rest of the body properly. Planking is tough, okay? So here's some instances, okay? So the female and male body are different, okay? Females, we are naturally tinier in the upper body muscles. Also, we have breasts. Breasts are fat, right? So you can't engage fat. So not only are we weaker across the top, but we also have whatever amount of breasts you have to try to also hold up that can't be engaged. Add that onto the fact that women hold most of their weight in their hips. So when you're trying to hold it up, everything sort of goes against it. So we're going to be talking to that. Guys, okay? So if you're actually somewhat in shape, right, it should be a little bit easier for you. Guys are more strong in the upper body. Their lower bodies tend to be tinier, right? It's the typical triangle. But where plank fails men is when men have weight. Usually if they have weight in through the chest and the bellies, again, fat can't be engaged. Okay, muscles can be engaged, but you can't actually draw up and engage the fat. So a lot of times for guys, they end up sinking down into the low back, right? They end up swaying and putting a lot of weight in the arms, and if the arms aren't built enough to take it, depending on what your job is, depending on what you do, you might not be able to hold it as well. So we're going to go through some plank exercises, variations. Also, when you're doing plank, don't hold it. There was a 2-minute plank challenge going around, and I was just like, oh my God. So if you're going to hold plank, do something small in it so that you actually keep yourself activated, okay? Plank is hard enough to hold on its own properly, let alone just sitting there for 2 minutes. So you're going to grip, you're going to compensate, and then you're not going to actually be using your core. How you use your core is by continually moving, okay? So that's plank. Let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to start with the traditional elbow plank. So when you come down, we're going to come onto our bellies, okay? And when you do elbow plank, it's important that you keep the palms together, okay? This is huge. If you interlace your fingers, you're taking so much energy into the hands. It's actually not closed chain. You're going to end up balancing on your elbows, which is going to jam your shoulders. Palms together, press them and feel the shoulder blades working down the back to activate them. Press the whole forearm down. Press the pinky fingers down, okay? This is a closed chain. This is a proper closed chain. So if you're weak in the upper body, you need to do this, okay? Now, next, what you're going to do is you're going to tuck the toes and you're going to lift up the hips. Now, when you lift, you don't want to feel yourself pop up like this. You need a tuck. You want to feel like your pubic bone is pulling up into the rib space, okay? And as you press, okay, you want to make sure that your shoulders aren't up, so don't get spine cleavage, okay? You're pressing up. Get your spine up between the shoulder blades and draw the shoulder blades down the back. They wrap around through the obliques, down the lats, through the obliques into the core, okay? Now, if any of you have bulging discs, okay, and they're in your lumbar spine, you do want to add, and this is the hard part, a little bit of extension through the low back, okay? So you don't want to be forcefully tucking and pulling up, okay? Now from here, push into the toes. Feel yourself pushing into the toes and pushing into the wrists at the same time. and lift one or both knees up. Okay, so you're pressing from the forearms down, shoulders wide, jaws relaxed, tuck the tail, and you're pushing from the feet forward, tucking the pelvis under, recruiting the core. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're feeling your arms pushing into your core properly and your toes pulling into the core properly. Okay, if you're not doing that, you're going to jam your shoulders, you're going to jam your back, and you're probably going to jam your neck a little bit too. So what we're going to do, ready? So what you're going to do, come back down, press down, shoulders wide, okay? Pull down, get the hips up, keep the knees down, and align, okay? Take your Pilates breath, okay? If you don't know why we do the Pilates breath, go back and watch my 3 Pilates basic videos, okay? So opening up, lift, you can even do one leg up and the other leg up while you're working on it, okay? So what you might feel is activation down through the lats and in through the core, okay? You should not feel your shoulders jamming, okay? Proper alignment isn't that the elbow's right under the shoulder. It's actually that it's up a little bit. So when you press in, you can actually set the shoulder into the socket properly, okay? Now, that's elbow plank, okay? So that's fine. Plank, right? So we're up on the hands. So if you have wrist issues, you might opt out of this one, okay? You don't have to do it. So, but it does give you more space. It gives you more height, so it's actually easier to get more weight down into the hips, but it is harder on the wrists. I'm going to give variations after this, okay? So, middle fingers facing forward, spreading them out, pressing them down. And again, I'm not right over, okay? I'm back a little bit, okay? Extend one leg, tuck the toes, curl the tail, pull the belly up. Okay, good. Make sure you're looking down. Don't look up. Okay, you're going to go ahead and tuck the other toes under and push. Now you're pushing the hands down and you're pulling the feet up. Okay, again, if you have a lumbar bulge, okay, just add a little bit of curve, but not a lot. You're not like this. Okay, I see lots of videos of women doing this just to make their ass look bigger. That's not plank. Okay, like seriously, people, let's get a grip. Okay. So what we can do, whether you're on your elbows or up onto the hands, is you can just gently rock back and forth. Good. Forward and back. Good. Forward and back, like a saw. Forward and back. Good. If you get really good at plank, so when I actually plank in my own practice, I'm actually up on my toes. And that's because I've actually learned through all my practices and discipline how to engage and pull up through my core muscles so much that I'm so light that I can get onto my toes. And it does take a lot of practice. Don't try it unless you're ready for a bit of a challenge. Okay, now variations that you can do when you're either down on the forearms or up onto the hands. So I don't care which one you do. If you are on the, so say you're like, Shannon, this is excellent. I love it. I'm still in my shoulders, okay? If you have bad wrists, you have to be on your elbows, okay? Or even if you just don't like being on your hands, that's fine. And you still have too much weight in the upper body. Get something, get books, get blocks, get something, and put it under you and do it on top of it so that you're actually higher while you do it. So give me a second. I'm just going to grab one of my blocks here. I have some really tall blocks, okay? Yeah, I don't think you can order these anymore. These are massive blocks, okay? But with this block, okay, you take the forearms on it. So it actually gives me a bit of a boost, and I can still be on my forearms. So that when I'm coming into plank, okay, I'm actually taking my shoulders up higher, which takes some of the weight off of my arms and puts me more down into my feet, into my core, okay? So you can also do the knees down, okay? But I'd rather you try, at least to try to get one leg up, good, and the other leg up, okay? So try that and hold it, right? Right, remember you can rock back and forth, okay? Good. Now, Shannon, I want to do other things. Okay, that's fine. So try taking the right leg out and then the left leg out. And then try putting the right leg in and the left leg in. Good. Out, out, in. Then switch which side you started with. Out, in. Good. Out, out, in. Okay, still too easy? Try to lift one leg. Point the toe. Still keep rocking. Okay, good. Take that foot down, other foot. Still keep rocking. Feel yourself lifting through pelvic floor. Good. Take the knees down and stretch. Nice big breaths. Good. So that's planking. I hope that that helps. Listen, pause as you need to, and try to work on it. Try to do some variations, okay? I'm going to be introducing some other things that you can do as well in this type of position. Planking's tough, guys. You should feel the core though. You can feel the lats, the obliques, okay? You should not feel the neck. You shouldn't feel right in the shoulder bone, okay? You shouldn't feel it traveling up your neck, okay? And you shouldn't feel it in your low back, okay? So that's about it. Please like this video, subscribe if you want to get more news every time that I post videos, and also have a wonderful day. Enjoy your planking journey. Please leave a comment if you have any questions or if you just liked this. Thanks, guys.